The pyramid principle states that in any communication, we should lead with the answer. We should start with the answer. When we get frustrated about bad presentations, a big thing that people fail to do is tell us what the objective of the presentation is, what the core message of the presentation is. People tend to tune out when they don't understand where something is going. To get ahead of that, we lead with the answer. This sounds like, hey, my name is Libby Magliolo. Today we're going to be talking about how to build and deliver effective presentations over the next 3 hours. Lead with the answer. After we lead with the answer, then we support that answer with key arguments. What are the things that we need to understand or believe in order to believe that answer? And then lastly, we support those key arguments with data. We don't start with the details, we get to the details. We start with the answer and then explain to our audience how we got there. The reason that we tend to flip this is when we go through the process of analysis, we're analyzing from the top down. We're digging through data, we're digging through information, then we're trying to figure out what that information says. And then after we figure out what the information says, then we figure out the answer. And so we kind of take people along that journey, when in reality, we need to flip it. We need to work from the top down because people will tune out, because people will get lost if we don't start with the answer. We communicate from the top down. I give you this analogy of a detective story where in a murder mystery novel, there's a body that's found at the beginning. The famous detective comes to town. They search for clues the entire time during the book. And then in like the second to last chapter, they find who the killer is. But the thing is, I have too many library books on my floor and I have too many small children in my house, and maybe I don't make it past the first chapter, and I'm never going to find out who the killer is. Maybe I even make it through the middle. I still don't find out who the killer is. If I make it almost all the way to the end and then I lose my train of thought, I never find out who the killer is. I tell you this because this is how, unfortunately, many of us structure our presentations. We save the recommendation for minute 55 of a 60-minute presentation. We save our findings, the good stuff, all the way until the end. Would anyone like to guess what happens in a presentation when we save all the good stuff until the end? What do people start doing? They tune out. You need to give them a reason to care. You need to give them a reason to buy in. This could look like, okay, here's all this research that we did. Let me take you through the process of all this research. And then I get to the recommendation at the very end. We're leaving our bottom line till the very end. I have lost everyone in the presentation before that happens. We're taking people through the process of our analysis and we need to flip it.